Total Drama Rama, the reboot show spin-off towards Total Drama that no one asked for. Now, why do we get this? Why do we get this? Like, a show for all babies? Are you kidding me? Because in the original, they were all teenagers. Why are they all babies? I feel like they could have at least been older. Like, probably like 14 in this reboot, or 11 years old. They were originally going to be 11 in this show. But now they're babies here? Are you serious? Why? Just why? I mean, it doesn't make sense to age down the characters towards 4-year-olds. Since in the first, season Total Drama, they were teenagers. And because it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't hit right. And not to mention the fact that they change almost all the characters in the show. Okay, now, I'm going to start with saying this. I don't like Drama Rama seasons 2 and 3. In my opinion, I think that this show sucks. But season 1, I admit, season 1 was alright. It was alright. It was good, a good season, especially the one where the characters went out camping. That was pretty good in season 1. And the slice of life episodes were a decent choice. But when they started doing random stuff and doing anything in the season, like any weird thing like they do with SpongeBob nowadays, and once they started like not making sense out of it and making characters act out of character, it just got worse. And the Drama Rama intro is just trash in my opinion. They could have came up with a better theme song. It's not the way, the animation or anything, it's just the themes, like the theme song. They could have came up with a better theme song. I get it, it's a theme song for kids. It's not targeted towards me or teenagers. But they could have came up with better, though. Yeah. I mean, the theme song is trash in my opinion, not the intro. The intro. But season 1 did have some... I feel like in most episodes of season 2 and 3 has some potential, but season 1 was okay. It was alright. It wasn't bad. It wasn't really bad. It was good. I liked the season 1 when I was a little kid. I enjoyed season 1, and I wanted more episodes to come out. I wanted a new season because I thought it was good. I thought it was going somewhere, and which the crazy thing is that I'm a Total Drama fan, right? And I actually seen Drama Rama before I watched Total Drama, and then that's when I started to hear about Total Drama. So I heard that Drama Rama was a spinoff, and I was so surprised, so I started to watch Total Drama after that. And Total Drama is actually way better than Drama Rama. It's actually way better than Drama Rama. But I used to love Drama Rama when I was a little kid, because back then at the time, season 1 was only out, and there was no season 2. The kids show premiered in 2018, and I believe that at the time, and it's gotten so much hate, and I thought that hate was unnecessary because, hello, season 1 just came out, like, give it some time. I get it, they're babies and 4-year-olds, like, why are even 4-year-olds in the season? Like, just why? And I get it, we wanted a new season of Total Drama, not this. Nobody asked for this, okay? Fresh TV should have listened to their fans. They should have made a new season of Total Drama with the OG cast. But instead, they brought back the OG cast as kids. Little kids. I would want them to be older, in my opinion. I think it would be best fit if they were like 14 or 12. Yeah. So that they could be like talking about Prime and stuff like that. And AirPods, stuff like that. But no, they're 4-year-olds, they're mad young, so they wouldn't know about Prime. I mean, they could, but, like, I don't know. I really don't know. Back then, I thought that the show gotten so much unnecessary hate because I was a little kid. And at the time, I just got introduced to Total Drama at the time. But now, I completely understand why people were upset, because why did they make this instead of Total Drama, the OG cast? Like, bro, you came out of nowhere and rebooted the show and made them to babies. I get it, they were just being creative and stuff, but that's not what the fans wanted. That's not what the fans wanted. Come on. Do you really think making them to babies is the best idea? Because, like, okay, this thought was inspired by Rugrats, I think. Rugrats is iconic, but I used to love Rugrats as a kid, but this is just not fitting for the total drama. Because when they're babies, it's like they can't really do challenges like competition. They can't do things teenagers would do and older kids would do. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna act more like toddlers, and it's not gonna be that much drama in this show if they're babies. They can't say and do things teenagers would say and do. You know, they're not gonna fight like that because a lot of kids are friendly. I know that kids out there aren't friendly at all, but a lot of kids are just innocent and friendly. Most kids are like that, innocent and friendly. And first of all, where the heck is my girl Heather? They didn't even bother to add her to this show. Hello? Drama. Without Heather, there's no drama in this show. But part of me is glad that they didn't add her, because they really ruined her like they did Duncan, Lashana, and Beth, and Courtney, and Gwen. But and Cody. We're gonna get there eventually, yeah. Because I'm not saying that the whole show is a good show, because, like I said, I don't really like Drama Rama season 2 and 3. And I wouldn't go back to rewatch any episodes because season 1 wasn't that good. Season 1 it wasn't that good to the point where I said I wanted to rewatch it. But I probably would rewatch camping episodes from season 1 for nostalgia. But I haven't watched season 1 in a long time, so I don't know. I've been watching a lot of better shows lately, like Stranger Things season 5. It's way better than this crap. Way better. I feel like they should have added Heather in this show if they want actual drama, because it's called Total Drama Rama for a reason. It's called Total Drama Rama, but there's literally not much drama going on in season 1. There's not real drama in season 1 going on, and some episodes of season 1 are kind of boring, and there's no drama in season 2 and 3. No real drama. They try to make it drama, but there's no drama in season 2 and 3. And plus, without Heather, there's no mean girl, no antagonist, to keep drama flowing, to keep the show busy. And I feel like Heather does the job. She's the queen. There's no Alejandro either, and I love Alejandro. Hello? I would love to see him as a toddler. He would be so adorable, and I feel like him and Duncan would be best friends. And I want to see him hang out with Noah, Duncan. I want to see him and Courtney interact and have a friendship. I want to see him and Heather interact, but there's no Heather as a baby in Drama Rama. Okay, I gotta admit, in Drama Rama they are adorable as babies, but I feel like they could have kept Gwen's voice actor, OG voice actor. Like, they didn't have to replace her. I feel like she could have did a baby voice for Gwen. But hello, Heather. So, if they really want to add Heather, they could have. But instead, no, they didn't. And they had Lashana acted like Heather. And this one, and a few episodes, like Risky Business, Lashana fake being injured and to get what she wanted from the kids to use them. It was just something out of character. No, I'm not making this up. Lashana really did this episode. Go look up Drama Rama Risky Business. And at first, she gets mad at Beth for faking her injury. But then Lashana literally does the same thing, which is selfish. And Courtney level selfish. Heather level selfish, actually. Something Heather would do. Because if they really wanted a Heather in the show, go bring back Heather. Don't have Lashana acting like a selfish brat. Come on, that's not who my homegirl is. I love Lashana in Total Drama, and I love her character there. And Lashana she's a upstander, and she's a power girl. She's iconic because she stands up for people when Heather bullies them, and she doesn't. Lashana is not a brat. I get it. Lashana was a kid in Drama Rama, and sometimes kids have different personalities from when they're kids to when they're teenagers, but I feel like Lashana wouldn't be a brat as a kid. They should have kept her personality. And besides, one of the co-creators said that the characters with Total Drama and Drama Rama remained the same, like all the characters. So they lied because Lashana isn't the same. Beth's not the same. Some characters did change over the seasons, but most of the characters are the same. But Noah, I mean, yeah, I'll say he's the same in my opinion. Some people think he's not because he cried. Hello, he's a 4-year-old. Of course he's gonna cry. He's 4. Noah's 4, and 4-year-olds can be very sensitive, He's not always gonna be a sarcastic guy, and I mean, he's supposed to be. That's his whole character. I'm glad they kept that Innova character in Drama Rama. And then, let's think. Who else changed? Gwen. They changed Gwen. And they said everybody was going to say the same, but they changed Gwen. They made Gwen so depressing and mean. She literally talks about death now in Drama Rama. Like, what? That's not the Gwen I remember. Gwen shouldn't be talking about death for Yanni for real. I get it. They thought it was funny, but, bro, that's not the Gwen I remember. That's why fans weren't happy with this new Gwen. I miss the Gwen who was chill, you know. In Total Drama, Gwen was this chill girl, this chill teen, you know. But in Drama Rama, she's mean, and she's just not herself. But there are some episodes, like the fish episode, where Gwen acted like her Total Drama self when she finds out chef been lying to the kids about the goldfish. She acted like more her OG self, which I'm happy about. And then Stay Goth, Gwen Poodle Goth, she acted like a little bit more like her OG self. Yes. So she's not completely out of character, but in those episodes, but most of the time she's completely out of character. And she was mean in that one episode. She was mean to all the characters, which is something the OG Gwen would never do, because she told a story in this episode. She lied to the kids, and she told a story about a purple monster eating the other animals, and she said it was gonna eat them too. And she made them scared, and Gwen smiled in her sleep while it was nap time, while the other characters were frightened. Yeah, I know. Doesn't sound like anything OG Gwen would do. OG Gwen is kind. OG Gwen would never do that. Sounds like something OG Courtney usually enjoys other characters' misery. But, like I was saying, yeah, they had Lashana act like this Heather wannabe when in an episode called Paint That a Shame, Lashana used the kids because she wanted them to go to ticket with her, so to decide who gets the extra ticket, they had to do stuff to entertain her. So she used them, and then when Duncan dances for her, she said that time's up, and she said they're gonna play a game instead, because she said that wasn't part of it. Okay, something OG Lashana wouldn't do. And then sometimes Lashana is just and this version's Lashana is I know that in the OG Lashana was tough, and that she did beat up Duncan, and that she did beat up Heather. She should have beat up Courtney too, but this Lashana just beats up characters I think she did it to Duncan. Yeah, Duncan, for silliest reasons, I think. Yes, I know she's a kid, but this version of Lashana can be bratty sometimes, which I don't like the fact that they changed her and that they made her act like Heather in some episodes in the early seasons. Because Lashana's no Heather, and the fact that she was Heather's rival and against Heather makes it even more just un-Lashana because Heather and Lashana are supposed to be rivals. Why is Heather not here? Hello? We need rivalry? If Heather were to come back to the show, that would make me do an episode review and watch the episode, but I wouldn't be I would just be interested in seeing Heather and Lashana, and then Heather and Lashana's rivalry and Heather interaction with the other characters. But if it was in season 3, I wouldn't be that interested, because I know that they would have ruined her. They would have ruined it a bit. We'll get to that later. So in season 1, they had slice of life episodes, freshed out. It was fresh. It was new. It was different. And back then, I liked it. Now it's alright for me. It depends on which episode it is, though. But the first episode 1 was just boring. And I don't really like episode 1 like that. It was just boring. And they could have did episode 1 with how they all met. That would have made more sense. But little episodes in season 1 were just had the characters act so cute as toddlers. Like, they're just so adorable. Especially Bridget. I love Bridget in season 1. I love Bridget in season 1, yeah. Because she's so sweet and innocent. It's adorable. I especially appreciate it and love when the camping episode came out in season 1, part 1 and part 2. It was just so good in my opinion. If you don't like it, if you don't like the camping episode, that's okay. I still would enjoy the camping episode to this day. It was normal. It was good and better than most Drama Rama episodes. Now, I remember when I was a little kid, Drama Rama took a break for a long time from posting episodes and from going on to new season. I was like, when's the next episode coming out? When's season 2? Is there going to be season 2? Did it get canceled? What happened? Why did they stop posting episodes? Where is it? Is the series going to continue? Are they working on a Total Drama season? I think I started watching Total Drama at the time. Yes, I did watch Total Drama at the time. And I was like so excited, wondering if they're going to make a new Drama Rama episode, wondering if new Total Drama was going to come out. I was wondering what was happening because they stopped making episodes for a long time. There were no new announcements, no new episodes, no update about what was going on. I just didn't know. But then they finally released season 2 episode. More season 1 episodes. I was so excited and so happy. Okay, so the episode where Owen acted like a dog, I was happy that they brought back, they kind of brought back Duncan and Harold rivalry for nostalgia, but the thing that disappointed me is how they didn't make Harold say anything back to Duncan. They don't make him say gosh no more, so that's kind of disappointing. Yeah, that's very disappointing actually. And then they made Owen act like a dog, which did not entertain me at all. Then there are a few other episodes, and then there's one I didn't like. The one where this new character comes in, like teaches the kids survival skills, and then there's snakes going to the daycare. It just didn't make sense to me. I understood it. It's just that, first of all, how can snakes enter a daycare if they're not in a desert or any other country besides Canada? I think that's where they live in this series. Second of all, so that's one of the examples I mean when I say it didn't make any sense. It just didn't suit the series right. And that's just not creating real drama. It just didn't make sense to me. Like, come on, what is this guy doing here? I think he was trying to replace Chef as a teacher, I think. I don't really remember the episode much. I only seen it once, guys. And I think that character is dressed up as a kangaroo for some reason. Like, bro, what is that character even doing there if he doesn't get out? And then there's that weird episode where the kids try to fight off talking lice. It just dumb to me. That episode just stupid. That's one of the dumbest episodes I ever seen. Like, bro. The only thing in that episode made me laugh is when Cody said no rice. Like, bro, why is this even an episode? Seriously. And then there's that one episode where, okay, there were a few weird episodes after that, and after that, Drama Rama just got weird, and I remember thinking to myself, what's with these new weird episodes? They don't make sense. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like how they started, like, to not make sense with the plot and started doing anything in there, like, I don't know how to explain it. But, they started doing anything in there that didn't make any sense for the plot or for anything else in this show or for anything that wouldn't make sense in the OG Total Drama. Then they started doing toilet humor like SpongeBob does, like modern SpongeBob does. But, I started doing things and adding, like, crazy, wacky things that doesn't make any sense. And that's just unfunny. But we'll get to that later. Okay, now let's talk about the characters. So, let's talk about Bridget. I like how Bridget is in this show. She's very sweet and she deserves more screen time. But if they give Bridget more screen time, I feel like they would have ruined her character. So I just want them to make a normal episode with Bridget that includes drama, and it has to be actually good. And I really like Bridget's character in season in Drama Rama, and she is so adorable. I liked the episode of her and Owen and Lenny, but I didn't like Lenny. I didn't like what Lenny did to her, because Lenny literally abused Bridget, and Bridget allowed that. She didn't even call for her parents or anything. Like, she could have told her parents, bro. I really have to say Courtney is the same. Bridget's the same too, because she's a kid. Of course, when you're a kid, you're gonna act more innocent. Courtney's the same too. She's more bossy though and stuff. And then, but Courtney's also nicer in Drama Rama for some reason. I don't know why. She's still fake in Drama Rama sometimes, because there's this episode where she used Gwen for a badge so that she could get billed as a statue, and she pretended to be friends with Gwen the whole time. Reminds me of Sunday Money Sunday. And that is why I don't think Gwen and Courtney will be best friends. There's also an episode where she uses a gun raid, not a gun raid, but a mind control thing to control everyone and to make them do whatever she wants them to do. And at the end, the squirrel uses it and turns everything into squirrel nut, like, and turns the whole world to nut, which is crazy to me. So I don't like Courtney in Drama Rama, because she's just, I feel like, in my opinion, I think she's very annoying. In season 1, she wasn't annoying, and it was funny when she told Noah to crisscross applesauce and when she made him do it. In season 1, that was just her being a kid. In season 2, I don't know, something about her character just seems off now. The fact that she knows stuff that a kid wouldn't know, like stuff about math, like something about math that I forgot what she said, but like it was something about math. It's crazy to me. I get it, it's a cartoon, but they can at least be a little bit more realistic with this series. Just a little bit more like how Total Drama was. They made some of the characters feel like relatable, but here the characters are not relatable at all. Most of the characters are just dumb in my opinion. And then they made Courtney obsessed over star stickers, and it made her act like they turned her into Ezekiel. Like, they made her act all crazy over it. And sometimes they make Courtney look crazy with her hair and stuff. And Courtney is always whining and fussing and stuff like that. When she can't get her way, she's just always fussing and whining like the original Courtney does. And it's something about this Courtney just seems off. Like, for example, she knows things that a 4-year-old wouldn't know. If she knows things a first grader wouldn't know, that would have been cool. But she knows things that a high schooler wouldn't know. For example, in the high school episode where the character is supposed to be studying for a big test that is high school level, I don't know why this episode, which is stupid, by the way, in my opinion, because they're 4 years old, they have no knowledge of high school, they don't even go to high school, and therefore they shouldn't have tests, because they don't even go to school, they go to daycare. So why do they call daycare school in this series? I don't know. The writers do not care. So they made Courtney smarter than how she usually is. And they just made her straight up more of a nerd. And basically she would correct every single thing. She would complain about every little thing. I think that's what's off about her character here. Like, I know in Total Drama she complained about every little thing about Duncan. But here she complains, in Drama Rama, she complains about, like, for example, if the donkey toy was not from a correct angle, she would complain about it and she would correct it. Like, bro, no one asked. And then Noah, he's the same. I really like Noah here, but I like him more in Total Drama because it's best fitting for him. Noah's still the same sarcastic Noah. Of course, he's a kid, so he's more upbeat and more kiddish, more childish and stuff. Noah's so adorable. And I don't know why people say that he isn't the same just because he cried in one episode. Bro, he's 4 years old. Of course he's gonna cry. I get it. It's Noah. And Noah usually doesn't cry over little things. But that was teen Noah. This is 4-year-old Noah. 4-year-olds can be sensitive. And I feel like Noah would have been a bit sensitive as a 4-year-old. Now Owen, obviously he's the same. Nothing has changed about Owen. Izzy, well, this series is fitting for her since Izzy is crazy, and as a 4-year-old, they could have her do more stuff and say more silly things, which makes sense for her character. And I feel like it's best fitting for her character. And Izzy makes me laugh in this series sometimes. And since this series is random, I feel like it's perfect for Izzy because Izzy does like random things and Izzy jokes around a lot. Izzy's fun, bubbly, she's the same. But I don't know why they had her randomly work at a military. And then Izzy's just like, she's fun, you know? And they made Izzy, and of course Izzy is smart in the series, just like her Total Drama self. I believe her Total Drama self is the smartest contestant on the show. Because when she bumped her head, she showed her smart side in Total Drama World Tour. And in Drama Rama, they also didn't forget that Izzy is the smartest contestant. Then I really like Izzy in the series. Then we have Beth. I don't like Beth in the series because they make her make toilet humor and nothing but poop jokes. I know it's a kid show, but is poop jokes all you know? Come on, I'm sure there are good kid jokes out there that kids would enjoy. Like smart jokes. The old SpongeBob told smart jokes. Kids and adults loved it. And teenagers loved it too. They should do smart jokes like that for Beth. Not poop jokes and fart jokes. Kids shouldn't be laughing at poop jokes and fart jokes 24/7 because that's just gross. That's just gross. And that's like something the 4-year-old will laugh at. I know that the characters are literally 4, but they could do better. And they're literally adults telling a story, so I'm sure they have creative thoughts and stuff that, I'm sure they can come up with smart jokes. But they made Beth pick her nose for I don't know why they did that to her. They ruined her character in the series. And her character gets worse later in later seasons. I'm going to talk about the later seasons after I talk about their characters, which will probably be in part 2. Okay, let me start off with saying this. In season 1, I like how Beth is still the nice character in season 1, like from her Total Drama season 1 self. But they also showed in the Mother's Day card episode, they also showed that she had a competitive side, which is showing a lot. Season 2, Beth had a selfish side where she ate all the muffins to herself, and Chef said it's for the other girls in Total Drama Action. But this Beth, I noticed Beth had a selfish side in Total Drama Action where she cheated on her boyfriend Brady with Harold too, and she flirted with Paul, and then but in season 2 when she was competing against Duncan, she wanted to be nice to him. And I feel like Beth would have been nice to characters. I feel like Total Drama Beth would have been nice to the characters if she was written as a 4-year-old. If she was competing against them, I feel like she would have made a card for fun, made a pretty one. But no, this is Drama Rama Beth. This Beth wanted to be competitive, which I feel like is out of character for Beth. But if it was Heather, then it would be in character. It was Heather she was competing against. It would be in character for Beth. I know Total Drama Beth had a competitive side too, but I feel like they really dragged it here. Like, they made Beth act mean here. They didn't have to make her act mean. Besides, not like anyone insulted her here or anything. And they didn't bring back all the characters. I feel like they should have brought back all the characters. And they can bring back some, they should bring back all. Because where the heck is Tyler, Lindsay, Alejandro, and Heather? And Sierra? They should have brought back all the characters. Like, bro, where is Zoe? I want to see Zoe and Duncan interact. Come on, bro. That's not fair. Okay, so they made Beth... There's this one episode where they made Beth put a couch up Courtney's nose, and the plot revolves around Courtney's couch and Beth's nose. It was just so weird, and it's my least favorite episode in the series, and Beth is just gross. And not to mention the fact that there's an episode where she pooped her pants, and the episode is really gross, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. So yeah, and they made Beth enjoy babies more, which I think is more creative than nose picking thing, because nose picking thing is really disgusting, and it really, they really didn't have to do that to make a kid laugh, because there are plenty of smart jokes that could tell to make a kid laugh, and they don't have to make gross humor like that. Like, bro, kids don't laugh at just anything. They don't laugh at just anything. Most kids don't laugh at just anything. I know that a lot of kids do laugh at anything, but there are a lot of kids out there who don't laugh at just anything, and who appreciate smart jokes, good storytelling, and good kid jokes that don't have nose-picking character in it. I know it's a kid's show, but bro, they could pull out a smart kid joke, like a good kid joke, to make Beth's character actually good. And then not to mention how they just made Beth more selfish as the seasons go on, and they made her like Duncan's bestie for some reason in the later seasons, and they made her like just meaner, which I didn't like. So I do not like Beth and Drama Rama. I do not like Beth and Drama Rama. Yeah, Gwen really changed. As I said before, they made Gwen meaner, and they made Gwen isn't herself. They made Gwen more depressing. Though they made Gwen more creepy too. Like, she creeps on other characters. She hides in the dark, which is just so weird to me. How Gwen just hides in the dark and creeps on other characters. Come on, I liked it better when she was chill in Total Drama. I do not like how they changed Gwen, but I liked it how they kept some aspects of her character from Total Drama. Like, they still made her smart. They still made her, well, there's some aspects of her that are chill. Cody, they changed him. Well, they made him young and naive. They made him young and naive, which is good, because Cody's a kid here, and as a character who is a teen who wanted to fit in and who thought he was cool with the other teens, here he wouldn't be like childish, and he would think he's cool with the other kids by being young and naive, which is so adorable, and I think it's best fitting for his character. I really like his character here. What I don't like is how throughout the rest of the seasons they abuse Cody, and they always make him get hurt, and at this point Cody abuses his force. They always make Duncan do something to him and say, oh, how about we attach Cody to this, and the situation's obviously going to result in all accident, because sometimes kid jokes are obvious. And to me, when jokes are way too obvious, sometimes it depends on how it's written. Sometimes it's lazy writing. But when Cody was attached to it, and Cody always get hurt, they make Cody abuse jokes obvious and forced at this point. Like, they're forcing it. Like, one time Lashana was like, oh no, she gave me to Cody. Like, bro, what did Cody do to you? Calling Cody ugly? Again, out of character for Lashana. Lashana is supposed to be this cool girl who's an upstander and who isn't a brat, but they turn her into a brat in the series, which I don't like. I already said what my opinion of Lashana. Okay, I feel like in some episodes, it depends. She could be really cool, and she could be really just cool in some episodes. But then I feel like they just, like, make her a bratty in some episodes and make her act like Heather, and then make her just, like, for example, she used Izzy and her and Duncan team up to use Izzy in Simon Says episode, which is out of character for Total Drama Lashana. In that episode, she acted like Heather, and at the time, I really wanted to see an episode where I really wanted Heather to place Lashana in that episode, and I wanted to see Heather and Duncan use Izzy, and I was pretending that Heather was placing Lashana in the episode the whole entire time, and when I was watching it as a little kid, and I just thought that Lashana shouldn't be that type of character. It's just not fitting for a character, and I didn't like how they write her to be a brat sometimes in the series, and how they write her to be a Heather in the series. They should really call her the new Heather in the series, but no disrespect to my girl Lashana, to the OG Lashana. I'm not talking about the OG Lashana, I'm talking about Drama Rama Lashana. they made Lashana like Duncan's best friend as well. I'm glad they kept their friendship, but it just doesn't hit the same for me as it did in Total Drama. It doesn't hit the same. I guess because their characters are different. Now, I'm glad I kept Cody sweet and innocent, and I really like his character here, but the Cody abuse is so forced. Again, the writing to Cody abuse is just so forced and just so lazy, and it's just like, it's really annoying about how they try to abuse Cody and about how they try to mess up Cody, and it kind of like ruins Cody as a character and they make him unaware of the situations. I know he's supposed to be naive, but is he that naive to the point where he doesn't know that he's being like targeted at? Like, is he actually doing it? Because one time he petted an alligator in the episode, and I think the alligator tried to like eat him or something like that, or attacked him, something like that, and he was like, yay, or something. I get it, he's a kid, but they can at least make him aware of the situations. They can at least write him better than be aware of the situations. And I actually wanted the episode where Cody would like stand up for himself, and when he would like act cool and stop the Cody abuse. I know that's already an episode where he pretended to be a guy named Brody. So yeah. Jude, I don't even know why he's in a show. He's a character from 16. He shouldn't be in a show. Heather should replace Jude. In season 1, I did kind of find Jude funny, but Jude is always chill. He's the same. Nothing really changed about Jude. I don't know why they had that one scene when Gwen kissed him on the cheek. When I was a little kid, I thought it was cute, but bro, they're 4. So I don't know why they made her kiss him on the cheek, even though they're 4 years old, and Jude just blushed and said he's not ready for marriage, which made me laugh. But I pretended that was Trent. When I watched the episode for the last time, I pretended that it was Trent, little Trent, baby Trent, because I want to see Gwen and Trent. I want to see Trent in Drama Rama. And I'm guessing maybe the writers thought that if Gwen and Jude were teenagers, they'd probably be a good pair. But it's like replacing Trent with Jude and making Trent this chill character. So yeah, I don't really know if they would be a good pair. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be cute at first if I'm talking about teen Gwen and teen Jude. But I just don't know. Like, I don't really see it. They literally did the same thing with Cameron and Gwen. They made Gwen kiss Cameron on the cheek in All Stars, which I didn't like, in my opinion, because it felt really forced, and I don't ship Cameron as Gwen. I'm sorry, I don't. Now, Harold is more of a nerd. He's more of a scientist nerd, like Sandy from on SpongeBob. I don't like what they did to his character. Instead of the character who used to say gosh and played superheroes and the entertaining character from Total Drama, they changed him and made him into scientist nerd, which I didn't like. Which, it's giving boring. It's giving boring, okay? It's giving really boring. I get it, they wanted to do something new and different with his character, but they should have kept Harold the same. If you want to change these characters, replace the whole cast with new different characters, okay? Because they changed most of the characters here throughout the series. Throughout the series, Harold becomes a scientist nerd, and he starts off as a nerd who plays pirate, and then throughout the series he becomes a scientist nerd, which I didn't like. And I didn't like that they stopped making him say gosh. They stopped making him come back with cool comebacks, and they stopped making him doing awesome stuff, like besides his ninja stuff, but that's not really awesome. That's just Harold being a kid. Yeah, I liked the episode where Harold and Beth were competing ninja against each other. I feel like Beth was really in character to her OG self in that episode. Now, Duncan, he's the troublemaker. He's a bad boy. He's the same in season 1. In season 1, he's the same. But I don't know why they made him suck on a pacifier. They should have made Cody suck on a pacifier since it would make more sense for him. Because Duncan's supposed to be tough, but I know he's a baby here, but... Oh, wait, I think I know why. Because he has a soft side, and he's a 4-year-old here. Though over the series, Duncan has become more of a troublemaker with the soft side, who still has the kind, caring side, and he calls these characters his friends, but his friends, which is something season 1 Duncan wouldn't say, because he said that he had no friends in season 1, which is weird because he bonded with Owen, DJ, and Jeff. But this Duncan calls them all his friends. And then I just feel like he became different over the seasons. Like, he became more of a troublemaker. And I feel like the Duncan bad boy troublemaker thing is just forced in Drama Rama and just not written well. It just, like, he causes trouble for fun like Mal does, but it just, like, more force. Like, more lazy writing written. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, this is just my opinion. Because I watched all of Drama Rama and I've seen it before. And they made Duncan weirder throughout the seasons. Not in season 1, but season 2 and 3, yes. Because they literally made him... Okay, so there's this episode where he clones himself. And it's going to be really weird. What would the writers think when made him? To remind you, the writers are grown-ups, by the way. And they're writing 4-year-olds. And they made him think about... what if he took a picture of his butt on a copy machine and, like, prank Chef with it by making Chef eyes explode. He literally fantasized about making Chef eyes explode, which is really weird to me because, bro, he's 4 years old. Why would a 4-year-old do this? And then he thought of it as a prank. He thought it was going to be a good joke. I get it. It's Duncan. Duncan can do stupid stuff at times, especially since he's 4, but he's literally 4 years old. Why is he doing it? That is so inappropriate. The episode is called 4 A Few More Duncans. And for some reason, Duncan's voice got higher and less bearable throughout the seasons. And I just couldn't stand his voice, his high-pitched, squeaky voice. I liked it better in season 1. He really sounded more like himself. And now, then it got annoying in season 2 and 3 because his voice became more higher-pitched and squeaky. I don't know if, like, the producer wanted him to sound more kiddish or cartoonish, or the actor wanted him to sound more kiddish. I don't know. But I just didn't like his voice in the later seasons, okay? They also made Duncan do more weird stuff and act more weird in Drama Rama throughout later seasons. And his character is so forced sometimes. Like, there's one episode where he acts nice and scared everyone off by acting so nice, by, like, making heart pillows and stuff like that, because he doesn't like the idea of being nice and help everyone, and he felt misunderstood because he liked his bad boy image. And that just felt really forced to me, because why would any character be scared of anyone being nice like Duncan? They know he has a soft side. They know he's nice deep down, so why would they be scared of that? Like, that is not horrifying. That's not even scary. I know it's a cartoon, it's supposed to be over-exaggerated, but come on. Writers do better. That's not scary, though. That's not scary at all. I can understand it was Vecca from Stranger Things being nice. But Duncan? We all know he has a nice side. That's not scary. And then we have... Which character I didn't reveal yet? Oh, yeah. Lightning. Now, Lightning is different in this season because he's more of a hero. I don't like that they stopped making him say "shuh," and he's more smart in Total Drama Rama, and he's Cody's best friend in this series. I don't like that they changed his character because I miss the old Lightning, but at the same time, there's a part of me that appreciates his new character, and there's a part of me that just appreciates his rivalry / friendship with Duncan, and there's a part of me that appreciates his hero-like act. I love the fact that he saves Cody and cares for Cody, and I love if they want to change his character, they could have brought in a new character instead of having Lightning. They could have brought in a heroic character that saves Cody and that has a rivalry with Duncan. They could have brought in another athletic character. Now they changed Lightning completely and made him more of a hero, but in Total Drama he's on the villain side. Most fans point this out. Yes, it's true. I don't know why they completely changed its character when it could have brought in a new one, but hey, it's their decision. And then Sugar. Now, they kept Sugar the same, and they had her have a rival with Lashana. Now, Lashana, OG Lashana wouldn't, 4-year-old OG Lashana wouldn't be fighting over the crown if she would come to the conclusion that if she would like bring 2 crowns, like a backup one, or if she would just share the crown. This Lashana did, however, because again, this Lashana is kind of bratty, and Sugar is the same. She's country girl, you know. She was a villain in Pakachu Island, and she's kind of a villain here too. Now that I covered that up, I want to say that season 2 has gotten more weirder. There were more weird episodes didn't make any sense, and episodes with like that didn't make sense to the plot for me. Episodes are weirder, and they had more weird themes, and they just didn't make sense to me. The characters were out of character. It was not well written, in my opinion, and it wasn't even funny. It was just so bad, in my opinion. And then season 3, they had season 2, they had an episode with a fart fairy, which was disgusting, and I hated it. It's the worst episode of Drama Rama. I really hated it. Shout out to Drama Days. She's a great YouTuber. Her series called Total Drama Daycare, I think that's what it's called, is way better than Drama Rama. Way better than Drama Rama. 100 times more better than Drama Rama, and it makes more sense. The storytelling is good. The storyline is good. Now, I know that Drama Rama is a kids show. I know it's not aimed towards me or like teenagers or yeah. But old SpongeBob was a kids show, and it wasn't like Drama Rama. It didn't have like plot lines that didn't make any sense back in the days like Drama Rama does. And characters aren't forced. The plotline aren't forced like Drama Rama. The characters from SpongeBob, old SpongeBob, aren't forced, and plotlines from old SpongeBob aren't forced like Drama Rama. Classic SpongeBob wasn't forced like Drama Rama was. I'm talking about classic SpongeBob from back in the days, not this SpongeBob now. Now, this SpongeBob is like Drama Rama, but classic SpongeBob wasn't like Drama Rama before it came to the new Drama Rama. The plotlines made sense back then for classic SpongeBob, and it was for kids. It had good storytelling. This Drama Rama had absolute nonsense in it. Okay, so now Beth cured and made her selfish by having her like make Duncan prank Chef so that they could get milk, so that she could pretend around him so that they can give him milk. And on top of that, they made her bite Duncan episode, which if I were to watch Total Drama before Drama Rama, and if I never seen Drama Rama, if I pictured Beth as a 4-year-old, I wouldn't see her as a biter. So, and they also made her like just more selfish because she is. And then the Fart Fairy episode. So there's this Fart Fairy episode where a stupid Fart Fairy farts around, and he goes around smelling kids' farts like a freaking pedophile. He is. And mind you, this character is a grown man, by the way, and he sounds like a creep. Like, come on, why they have him sounding like that? He goes around smelling the kids' farts as they secretly fart around. And Beth is disgusting because she farted multiple times. And this character, the Fart Fairy, has a fart fetish, and it's so stupid. It's the dumbest episode I ever seen on Drama Rama. The dumbest of the dumbest, and then it just grows. So when the Fart Fairy doesn't get enough farts explode around Drama Rama world, and then characters have to make this Fart Fairy smell their farts too, so he can smell all the farts in Drama Rama world, which is so disgusting. It was so weird and disgusting. How did the writers not get disgusted with writing this? The episode was disgusting. It's the most gross, stupidest, nastiest episode ever. I hope it gets banned. It's the worst episode of Drama Rama. How did Cartoon Network allow this? were the creators on a break? They should be ashamed of themselves for allowing this episode to air. The writers should be ashamed of writing this episode. Make them think that this is funny. This is not funny or kid-friendly at all. And what kid would enjoy this? Like, just because it's for kids doesn't mean that they have to scoop down and make stupid episodes like this. Like I said, kids like smart jokes, not stupid jokes like the fart fairy. Then Lashana doesn't admit that. She says she doesn't farts because she acts stubborn. But then she ends up farting the biggest fart and allowing the fart fairy to have energy to smell up all the farts in the world. And then it's just gross. The fart fairy, why is he going around smelling kids' farts in the first place? That's disgusting. Why does he collect farts? There's even a scene where he juggles them into a ball, which is so disgusting, and then he sings about it, which is weird. Like, a 3-year-old would probably laugh to this. But no, really, what 3-year-old would laugh to this? Like, wow. This is just disgusting and gross, and the writers should be embarrassed for writing this. Like, come on. Why did they write an episode like this? This is just weird. I'm weirded out by this episode. It should have never aired. Then season 3 gets worse because they make more weird episodes season 3. And they make the weirdest episodes of season 3. Like, the weirdest ones. Drama Rama gets really weird, and that's why I don't like it anymore. I only like season 1, but season 1 is okay. It's not all that. At least season 1 was cute. The characters acted cute, but no. After that, after season 1, it just, like, even though when they try to be cute, sometimes they say things that aren't even cute. Like Beth, she says gross things and she tries to be cute. Like, that's not cute. That's gross. And Duncan says weird things and he tries to be cute. Like, that's not cute. That's weird. And Courtney just gets more annoying as seasons go on. She tries to be cute, but that's not cute. That's just bad writing. Like, bro, like, when she complains about the littlest things, that's not cute. That's bad writing. They should have brought back new characters. They should have, no, actually, no. If they wanted to make Drama Rama, but actually, no. They should have, like, made a new season of Total Drama. Like, come on. I'm glad Drama Rama ended. That's why part of me is glad Henry and Lindsay is in the show, but I think Lindsay is a good fit for the show because she's, like, silly, and Lindsay is silly, and then Lindsay is, like, this silly blonde. So I think it would make more sense if Julia's plays Lindsay or Heather, so Heather can cause drama, because this show has no drama. It just has wackiness that makes no sense, and stupidness, and just toilet humor, like the fart fairy joke, and disgusting fart jokes, meaning bad jokes, and they aren't even funny. They made Chef into, like, a caretaker who's just, like, soft, which doesn't fit his character at all. I don't know why Chef is in a show. Why didn't they make Chris the caretaker, and why ain't Chef? And then part of me is glad Lindsay and Henry isn't in the show for reasons like this, because this show is just weird and it makes no sense. And part of me also is curious and wonder what happened they were in the show. Wanted them to be in the show because Heather would cause more drama, like I said. And on season 1, only part of me wanted them to be shown in season 1 with Sugar and Lightning, because Heather would cause more drama, and plus Lindsay is fit for this show. I don't know why parts of me still wants them near, you know, the show is trash, in my opinion. It's okay if you like this show. I'm just sharing my opinion of this show, my feelings about the show, what I think about this show, what I think about the characters and how they change. It's okay if you like the characters, if you like the show. Everyone has their own opinions. It's okay if you think otherwise. But I remember I used to love Drama Rama. I used to make videos about it, but those YouTube videos, Drama Rama, are deleted. Because I just don't like the show anymore. I could have kept those videos for memories. That would have been cool. Now in season 3, Sugar and Lightning returned. It's, like, probably one of the normalest episodes of the season, even though I know it's Drama Rama, and they were so dumb in Social Life episodes, because they make the weirdest stuff in episodes happen. Like, I was just so confused. Why is weird stuff happening in episodes? Like, there was a whole gum volcano in the episode. I was just like, bro, I want the face palm so bad. The writers were just like thinking about anything at this point. That's just not being creative. That's just adding anything that doesn't make sense into the show. That's just writing a bunch of crap. Man, that's just not writing what the show is about. That's just writing crap to make the episodes make sense when it actually doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, my opinion on Drama Rama is that season 1 is okay, but some episodes in season 1 is boring. Heather and Lindsay could have at least made an appearance in Drama Rama, because we had some cameo characters like McAfter, which is like Larry in Drama Rama, which doesn't make sense to me. Why is she even here? Like Chef, why is he there? When Chris could have been there? I don't know. I really don't know. And then we saw some of their parents. We saw we saw Nikki from 16 a while ago. And then that's the cameos. And then we saw Sadie and Katie. We saw the news reporter from Total Drama, who was with Blangley. We saw Chris McLean. Those are the cameos. Heather and Lindsay could have at least made a cameo, or they could have returned. And I forgot about Trent and DJ. They could have returned in the show. At the same time, not in a weird episode still. I would include them, but not in a weird episode still. They should have made a new Total Drama season with the OG cast instead of this poopy crap. And they should have made the characters older, like 14 or 11, and they should have kept the characters the same. And they should have made Chris the teacher. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Drama Rama is a disappointment. It stinks, like it smells like rotten eggs. And I never want to watch that poopy show ever again. Thank you for watching.